All right, last example, and then we'll get out of here. That's a beautiful goat. Okay, here we go. So we're going to solve this one. We got to put everything on one side, get it equal to 0. Put phones away, please. We would choose the left side. Click and close real quick. Take a look. Last one. Well, this is a pretty quick one. We'll go fast. So if we subtract the 98, or add the 98x squared to that side and subtract the 25x, and if I write it in standard form, what am I going to get? So biggest power of x first, what am I going to get? Plus, right, because I got to add it to this side. Okay. Equals 0. Good. Okay, so now we've got a 4-term polynomial. What's our strategy for factoring a 4-term polynomial? I'm going to get 4 answers, true. 4 solutions. Got to factor by grouping, right? Got to break it into 2 pieces. So I'm going to split this thing down the middle. And I got my left group and my right group, right? So in my left group, what do I have to do?
Take the number, you can take like
Greatest common factor of the first group. Very good. Because I couldn't factor anything out at the beginning. I skipped that step. But there was no GCF of the whole thing, right? So now while we're grouping, I've got my GCF of the first group. What can I undistribute from the first group? Actually, 49. Good. 49, and then what power of x? Okay, good. 49x squared. And what's left behind if I do that? Plus 2. There it is, x plus 2. Good. Okay, in the middle, don't forget, in the middle we're going to have our plus sign, right, that separates the groups. And then what has to be true in group 2? X plus 2 has to be the leftover. I got a question for you. Is factoring by grouping going to work here? No, it is, but how do you know? Ah, there you go. The ratio of the first 2 numbers, so 49 divided by 98, right? The first 2 coefficients is 1/2, isn't it? Is that the same as negative 25 divided by negative 50? Ah, it is. Good. So we know it's going to work, right? We did our little test. And 49 over 98 equals negative 25 over negative 50. So we know it's going to work. Okay, so then next step is we know that the binomial factor has to be the same for both groups. So what would have to be factored out to make that happen?
25.
Close. Negative 25. There you go. And that works, doesn't it? If I distribute negative 25, I get negative 25x minus 50. So it works like it should. And then the whole thing, remember, is equal to 0. Okay, what's next in factoring by grouping? Anton, what do we do next here? Okay, yeah, we'll undistribute the x plus 2. We're going to undistribute the common factor, which is always going to be the binomial factor. So those go out front. And what's left behind then? Yeah. 49x squared plus negative 25, right? And then if I just clean up that one a little bit, plus and negative is just minus, right? So we've got x plus 2 times 49x squared minus 25 equals 0. Okay, what are my options here? The blue one's done. What about the red one?
7 squared plus 5 and minus 5.
Oh, okay. plus 5 and minus 5. Good. Okay, how'd you get that? No, what was your thinking on it? What was your method? Did you do difference of squares? Okay, so you factored it then? You broke it into difference of squares? Or did you just solve for x, just isolate x? You got it right.
I saw that, and usually what I do is separate it, so that's what I did.
So you broke it into sum of squares. You said that was 7x squared minus 5 squared. Is that what you did?
Yes.
Okay, that works. Or we could also just set it equal to 0 and isolate the x squared. Either way, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's do this one by difference of squares. That seems to be the choice. So this one, we could split this up into the 49x squared I could write as the quantity 7x squared, right? Minus 25 is 5 squared. And so my difference of squares pattern then is going to give me what? 7x quantity squared minus 5 squared factors into what? Right, but if we're just going to use that pattern, a squared minus b squared, that's going to give us 7x minus 5 times 7x plus 5. Good. And then don't forget the x plus 2 out front. The whole thing is equal to 0. Now if we just set each factor equal to 0, we got them. What's the 0 of that factor? Negative 2, right? So there's one. How about this one right here? Bailey, if I just set that equal to 0 and solve, I'm going to get x equals divided by 7. There you go. Very good. You're on a roll. How about that one? Boom. Got it. Very good. Okay?
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.